When most people think of the FDA, they think of an agency that approves drugs and ensures that they're safe and effective. That's part of what the FDA does. But what most people don't realize is that the FDA has a profound impact on how much drugs cost in America. The FDA manages this obscure tool called the Orange Book. It's essentially a repository of important information on drug approvals, patents, and how generic drugs compare to brand name ones. In 1984, Congress passed the Hatch-Waxman Act, creating for the first time a system that linked together patent protection, marketing exclusivities, litigation, and drug regulation. Under this new system, the FDA was tasked with overseeing the Orange Book, where branded drug makers would list certain patents protecting their drugs that generic manufacturers would have to avoid or clear via litigation in order to enter the market. Although Hatch-Waxman clearly sets out the types of patents that are required to be listed on the Orange Book, the FDA has for the last 3 decades failed to enforce those requirements. Despite numerous requests, the FDA has refused to clarify the rules around the Orange Book or even verify the information that drug makers are putting into it, claiming they don't have the expertise or resource to vet the patents listed. Over time, drug makers realized they could take advantage of the FDA's lack of oversight and started gaming the Orange Book in order to delay generic competitors. What they figured out is that by amassing additional junk patents and then listing those patents in the Orange Book, they could prevent the FDA from approving generic competitors. For a drug company, extending a monopoly on a drug and delaying generic competition can be worth millions of dollars every day. The FDA has acknowledged that drug makers are exploiting this loophole in our patent system. Yet, despite calls for action from legislators and experts, the agency refuses to act.
Have the FDA review every patent that gets submitted to the Orange Book.
This is a gap in the system that has existed for decades.
The FDA has not done nearly enough to deal with patent abuses.
Americans pay the highest drug prices in the world. One of the key reasons why is because drug companies abuse aspects of our patent system, like the FDA's Orange Book, to keep cheaper generic drugs out of patients' hands. The FDA has the power to stop Orange Book abuse, but time and time again it has looked the other way. Congress must now push the agency to act. Then we must transform the patent system to root out this type of abuse so it works for the public good.